Alright, it's a new week in our Multimedia Design and Development class. Welcome back. It is the 18th of April. So, what we want to do is learn about documentary production now. This week's on video documentary production. I think that, based on what you've said, most of you want to do a documentary for your video, which is fine. And documentaries do tend to be a little bit, I think, easier. You don't have to add so much creative flair as you do in dramas. So anyway, you're going to be watching tips for documentary video. And there's a nice little tip for creating documentaries right there that you'll watch. You'll also look at a presentation on finding copyright-free video. So your documentary or your video in general might want to take advantage of some copyright-free media. And so that we'll talk about how to find those. And then there's a link here to some of the links that I have on a wiki from another class that will give you some links to copyright-free media resources where you can do a search, find maybe some music to go in the background of your video, or some pictures, or maybe even video clips that you can incorporate into your documentary. And they are copyright-free, so you don't have to worry about copyright by incorporating them in there. And then finally, you're going to post about a piece of the storyboard or a script for your video. And a script for your video. So post a little bit from your script, from your storyboard for your video. Remember the media production process. You start out with an idea for your video, then you start out with the script, and then you do the storyboard, and then you do the recording of it, editing, and then finishing up the project. So this is looking for the storyboard and script. And you also will have an opportunity to get a little bit of feedback from fellow students in this class. We've had good discussions about that, despite the low number of students in this class. So thank you for responding to each other's scripts and storyboards and giving feedback. Remember that a storyboard should include each shot that you plan to shoot in your video. So not just, here's one shot, here's another. Instead, you should have every basic visual that you want to have in your video. How are you going to create a storyboard, you might, ask yourself. So just get some paper, get some blank paper, draw some basic frames of the video, and it'll show you a little bit about tips for documentary video in there. Grab some some paper, make a frame, maybe make 8 frames to your paper of a basic sheet of paper. And then within each frame, draw what you think you'll shoot in your documentary. And that's what a storyboard will look like. And then put that, now how do you get that up on this discussion board? Well, you can take a picture of it with maybe your iPad or something like that, or your phone, and then upload it to the discussion board. And then the script itself, you can type out on a Word document and include that, or you could write it out if you wanted to, but again, you'd have to take a picture of it and post it on the discussion board. So that's kind of the way to do that, I think, is the best way to do the posting of your script and storyboard. Just a little bit more this week. This week, I was at the TIE conference. Well, last week I was. And a lot of the TIE conference was talking about maker spaces. And this is the idea that students are brought together to make something, to create something. They're brought into a room where there might be equipment for different things that they could make. Like maybe it's computer equipment, they can put together a computer. Maybe it's software they can program. Maybe it's cardboard and they can build something with that, a bridge. Maybe it's Legos and Lego Mindstorms, they can create Lego Mindstorms. Maybe it's programming, they can program a little robot to work the way they want it to. So a lot of things that were mentioned about maker spaces and how these are becoming quite popular movements in our state and in our area. And so that's an important thing to know about. Actually, makezine.com is a good place to go to learn more about maker spaces, as they have different projects that people have created. So for instance, this one, a student has created looks like a calculator, huh? Or a monitor of some kind that they hook to a Raspberry Pi device. Somebody created this goofy bike mod. The idea, though, with this whole movement is to sort of, I guess, make the world's next Steve Jobs, right? Is make students into creative individuals who can be entrepreneurs, who can lead companies, who can make new and exciting things because of their skills in creativity and in being able to make something creative. This has a lot to do with our class because in our class we're learning to make as well. We're learning to make graphic design, we're learning to make videos, we're learning to make HTML. These skills are foundational for the maker movement. And so it does have a lot of relationship to this. I did also want to introduce Digital Media Camp to you all if you haven't heard about it before. I know that some of you have. Anyway, this year we're running Digital Media Camp from May 24th through the 26th. And what this camp is, it's like a makerspace but for digital media skills, for the skills that you're learning about in this class. So it's going to bring 4th through 6th graders in, and they are going to learn how to make an audio production, like a story through audio, a dramatic story. They're going to learn some video production skills. They also get to, in the past anyway, I don't know if we'll do it this year, but in the past they've used the NSU TV studio, and we've been able to create some newscasts and also some other media where they can create things. I think this year we'll probably be able to incorporate some makerspace items such as robotics. And so it's a camp where they create digital media, and in doing so they learn a lot of good skills. And again, that creativity comes into play. So if you are interested in helping out with this, let me know. I could use, I think, one more helper with the camp, and it is paid. The other thing is that if you know anyone in the 4th through the 6th grade who may be interested in such a camp, let them know about this camp. You can find more information on my website here. It's dmcamp.tumblr.com, and you can go there and get the registration form and fill that out if people want to attend. It is $30 cost to attend the camp. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know about that as a camp. It very much relates to what we've been learning this semester in our digital media and multimedia design and development class. So those are the activities for this week. Upcoming, we just have basically 2 more weeks in this class. So you'll be having a chance to learn about video editing next week, and then the finals week after that, in which the video project will be due. The project itself, just to give you more information about it, you are going to choose either a drama or documentary, shoot and edit the type of video you have chosen. It should be about 3 to 10 minutes in length. All video needs to be copyright free, created by yourself. The video must be PG or G rated. Good camera composition must be used, including headroom, nose room, 180-degree rule, holding the camera still, including smooth, purposeful motion, and avoid zooming in general. It must have wide, medium, and close-up shots and good quality audio, and it must be cut so that mistakes are removed and the video makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, so you go through the process of media creation, as I mentioned before. If you choose a drama, you're required to include the elements of drama, such as setting, plot, characters, theme, dialogue, and spectacle conflict. You're also required to follow a plot structure that includes exposition, inciting incident, rising action, climax, falling action, and a resolution. And if you choose to create a documentary, you're going to choose an event, issue, or theme. And as we mentioned in the discussion boards, I believe that could include a person, so that a theme could be a person. And that would include also interviews, B-roll footage, music, and sound that focuses on the theme, event, or issue, and so forth. So just be aware of those requirements. Again, if you choose a drama, this is how I'll grade it. If you choose a documentary, that's how I'll grade it. It's a different rubric for either one. And that will be due by the end of the semester, May 7th. So, but do feel free to let me know if you have any questions about this project as you go along. Again, I think I've heard some, but if you have more questions that come up, go ahead and ask, and I'll answer as best as I can to help guide you in your video project creation. It'll be fun to see some of the storyboards and scripts coming out of this week, though, as you work on your video. All right, well, have a great week.